Welcome back, everybody. Well, according to recent cybercrime statistics, over half of Canadians fall victim to online attacks at least once in our lifetime. And the most common types of online fraud in Canada involves investment and romance.
Whoa, okay. So over the last 20 years, our next guest has educated thousands of individuals on the real dangers people face every day online and has advised some of Canada's largest companies on how to prevent and remedy security breaches. Please welcome certified ethical hacker and author, Terry Cutler.
Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you.
Terry, the audience did it, but I'm gonna ask the question, what is an ethical hacker?
So an ethical hacker is essentially a professional that has the same skills as the bad guys use, except we use these skills for good. We help protect companies from getting hacked into. So we provide them a nice fancy report on how to protect, how to block all the holes. So the bad guys won't provide that report. They're just gonna get in. So,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, so how prevalent are cybercrimes? I feel like they're very prevalent and increasing in prevalency these days. And how worried should we be?
Look, the problem is if you turn on the news, almost every week there's a data breach that's happening, right? And the problem is that us as an individual don't have enough protection in place to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. So when a data breach happens, maybe the consumers will receive an email saying, hey, please protect yourself online, click this link. And then I click this link, they're gonna get infected.
Yeah.
And then they have no recourse after that. How do I protect themselves? And they don't care about cybersecurity until it's too late, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, until you get nailed. Okay, so we are, recently it seems to be an increase in the phone scams, really sad ones, email scams, as you said, or even like in texts now, the scams are coming. I'm getting a ton of those all the time. Okay, so according to you, what are the most common cyber crimes and how are they working?
So one of the ones is called the sextortion scam. How many of you guys here have received an email that says, hey, Deborah, you don't know me, but your password is this, and it's your real password.
I haven't seen that.
So
wow, that's scary.
and they have video footage of you watching an adult website, and if you don't pay $2,900, they're gonna leak this video to all of your contacts. But people really freak out because they see this, they're like, my God, how do you get my password? And it's the real password. So that's one of the scams that's going on. A lot of folks are losing. Yeah. There's the obviously.
So they're paying out?
Oh, they're paying out. Oh, absolutely, they're paying out.
Oh my God.
The other scams we're seeing too is you may have received a phone call from a large online shopping system where it says, hey, your credit card's been frauded, press 1 to talk to somebody, right? And when you do that, they want to get into your computer, and then they might hold it ransom, they might do something to it, cause an infection, anything to make you pay.
So you should never, on the phone though, if they do that, should you never, because sometimes I do it just to be like, gotcha, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
So you should never click 1?
No.
Oh,
these guys are never going to call you up, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to email you. Always check inside the service itself. There'll be a notification somewhere.
Okay. So is it true that your own profile photos were used to defraud someone?
Yeah.
Tell us how that happened.
Okay, so someone used my super good looks and my superhero body to fraud a woman out of $60,000. I'm sitting at home on a weekend. I get this message saying, "Are you the Terry Cutler hitting on me?" I'm like, no. So after talking with her, she's from Portugal, got all the details. She actually did like 11 transactions to these bad guys, lost $60,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So romance scams are really on the rise right now.
Okay, we're all sufficiently scared, but especially now, maybe a lot of people are starting to do their online shopping and stuff around the holidays where there just seems to be an increase in activity online. So how do we stay safe if you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be buying a bunch of gifts online? Yeah.
So there's a couple of things. Obviously, if you look for high-end brands, like clothing wear, that sells for hundreds of dollars. Now you see it online for $50. That's a problem, right? Because these brands don't discount items that cheap. So if it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? Okay. Obviously, if you look at a website that has nothing but 5-star reviews, no negatives, that's a problem. Okay? That's one of the big ones. And of course, when you're transacting with people, make sure you transact with people you know. And it's hard, it's really hard to make that comment because you're dealing with Facebook garage sale and all these things. So just be really wary how you're doing the transactions.
Okay. Break down for us, if you can, or if you're willing to, the top 5 things that we can do to better protect ourselves, like starting now. Okay,
so one of the things you want to do is one of the tips is to create a strong password, right? So that's one thing. The other one you got to look at is what's called 2-step verification. Okay, this is where you're going to turn on your cell phone number, and it's going to send you a code to be able to use the service. The other one is obviously never click on links from strangers. again, it's hard to say because sometimes they can trick you into thinking you got received an email from somebody you know. So you don't need to open so many jokes all the time, right? Because the joke could be on you at some point.
Yeah.
So make sure your antivirus is up to date and make sure your operating systems are up to date.
I want to go back to strong password because I think some of us get lazy with that. So why is that the most important one? You say it's number one.
Yeah, because when a system gets hacked, they're able to decode these passwords. And a lot of folks create really lousy, crappy passwords. Like how many of you guys here have a really crappy password, like a John123, okay? So I'm gonna share some tips with you here.
Please.
So you wanna create, there's different types of passwords. You have passwords with uppercase, lowercase, and symbols in them. Okay, so to create a strong password, we want to have a mixture of all these things. And to create a strong password, you want to have between 60 and 25 characters long. Okay, I know what you're thinking, right? Is this guy nuts? Like, how do you remember a password this long? But if you can think of song lyrics or phrases, okay?
Tip.
So here's an example. Let's take a simple phrase. I had a great day at work, 2022, exclamation point. Simple?
Yeah.
What you're going to do is this password, what you're going to do is remove the spacing and capitalize each letter of the word. So that's in tip 2 here. This password alone will take 10 years to break.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
So it's probably stronger than what you have already.
Nobody use this.
Don't use this one.
Nobody. Talking to my mother. Don't use this password.
So since we're here to up our game, in tip number 3, we're gonna make it even stronger. So if you replace the O's with a 0, the A's with an @ symbol, that password alone will take 39 centuries to break.
39 what?
39 centuries. But here's the problem. If the systems get hacked, we have access to what's called a password hash. And we can do what's called a pass-the-hash attack. Now, just to be clear, okay, I'm not talking about the good old college days here, okay? I can see some of you guys taking a trip down memory lane.
We're talking about this hash.
Yeah.
Okay,
they can take this information and pass it on and log in as you without ever knowing the password. That's what happened with the Canada Revenue Agency a couple of years ago. Remember, there's like 100,000 accounts got locked out?
Yeah.
It's because those passwords leaked and they were using them to log into their systems.
Oh my God.
Okay. So very quickly, you figure that you got duped.
Yeah.
How do you report it? Is there any
Yeah.
recourse for you to get money back from it?
The recourse part is very, very difficult. Obviously, you can report it to local law enforcement, but they're obviously overwhelmed, right? So the biggest thing here is prevention. So in the book, it talks a lot about, this all the baseline, what you need to do to protect yourself at a basic level. Most of the tips are in there on how to protect yourself.
Oh my God, that's
Terry,
a good
fascinating.
yeah.
Everybody feel smarter? Yes. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. You can get all the tips and more in Terry's book. It's called Insider Secrets to Internet Safety Advice from a Professional Hacker. And everyone in the audience, you're going home with your own copy! Hey! Safer. We'll be back right after this.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.